Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. Today we are watching one of the most highly requested videos after 2001 Space Odyssey and Fantastic Voyage, which you've already seen, so if you want to check those out you can do. But today we are watching Forbidden Planet from 1956. It's Leslie Nielsen, way back in his heyday, and I only know him from some of his comedy stuff. Don't forget you check out the full reaction on my Patreon page if you want to, follow along with me whilst you watch the film, and you can see my reactions to every little piece instead of just the selected things that I choose for this specific video. Also, you can check out my Letterboxd account for things that I haven't seen as well. And feel free, if you do like film, if you love shows, just anything kind of media based. I do also watch things like Doctor Who, and I watch a whole host of other things. Then feel free to subscribe to the channel for more things like this. And don't forget to turn on those notifications as well, as they always say, because, that helps. Without further ado, let's watch Forbidden Planet. Already love it. Got a UFO already. Forbidden Planet. It's very reminiscent of the old B-movie style. Was this a mainstream, was this an A movie, or was this like a proper B movie? And introducing Robby the Robot. Who's Robby the Robot? Sounds like a police car. I'm so intrigued by this. Ooh, what's that in the air? Is that the Forbidden Planet?
In the final decade of the 21st century, men and women in rocket ships landed on the moon. By 2200 AD, they had reached the other planets of our solar system. Almost at once, there followed the discovery of hyperdrive, through which the speed of light was first attained and later greatly surpassed. United Planets cruiser C-57D, now more than a year out from Earth base on a special mission to the planetary system of the great main sequence star, Altair.
Okay.
When do we get a DC fix, Jerry?
Half a minute, Skipper. Ship on course, sir. We'll reach DC point at 1701.
It's great seeing a young Leslie Nielsen.
All right, take it away.
Aye, aye, sir.
God, he's so young.
In about 3 minutes, got your breakable gear stowed?
Aye, aye, sir.
All right, good.
You just tell by his face that it's him, but...
All right, attention. Captain to crew.
It's got an air of the 60s sci-fi films, even though this was 1956. Bit of Star Trek there. Look at that. The lighting was changing in the room, but like the camera was moving slightly. Were they different lenses they put on the camera to do that? Wait, what? What happened? But did they travel in that time? I thought they were beaming down or something.
We're down to point 3896 of light speed.
Right, so they were travelling in speed of light. I remember they said something about the travelling in speed of light, but... Oh, they're really near the sun. That's why it's so blooming warm. They're too near the sun. Oops.
There's Altair right on the nose, Skipper.
Oh, Altair. Altair. God, look at that. You're going to see the eclipse.
Meanwhile, this ship arranges its own eclipses.
Look at that.
As you'll recollect from your briefing lectures, this is an Earth-type planet. 20 years ago, the spacecraft Bellerophon landed here, a prospecting party of scientists. Our mission is to search for survivors.
Mission, search for survivors. I already love this film.
Lord sure makes some beautiful worlds.
It is beautiful. It's a great idea. Have the trajectories and that sort of around the... It's also interesting to see a sci-fi spaceship that looks like a spaceship that we would imagine.
Another one of them new worlds. No beer, no women, no pool party.
Oh, I've seen that guy somewhere before.
We are now entering the atmosphere of Altair 4.
Interesting that he went from this kind of thing into comedy in his later years. These films remind me of Sundays with my granddad.
Jerry, can you make out anything down there?
But there are no cities, ports, roads, bridges, dams. There's just no sign of civilization at all.
Sir, we're being radar scanned.
There is civilization.
No, sir, but it seems to emanate from an area of about 20 miles square.
Radio contact, sir. There's a voice here.
Human?
Yes, sir. Sounds like it.
Boosted.
Ooh. So it is life.
Spaceship, identify yourself. You're being tracked.
United Planets cruisers. Who are you?
Morbius of the Bellerophon.
Morbius, E, PhD, Lit D, expedition philologist.
Well, you don't understand, sir. We're your relief.
but absolutely no assistance of any sort is required.
Oh,
Well, the red carpet treatment, huh?
lovely. Well, they
Your best procedure will be to turn back at once without landing.
at once without landing. Why?
That I cannot be answerable for the safety of your ship or your crew.
Seems a bit weird.
Dr. Morbius, I require landing coordinates.
But I wash my hands of all responsibility.
They were coming to save him.
Commander, I strongly urge you to reconsider.
I don't think he's going to reconsider.
Something funny down there, Skipper.
Yeah. It's weird that he said, like, strongly urge you to not come down. Yet, presumably, they were set off on this mission because he needed to be taken back.
Till further notice, all hands will wear sidearms.
Just in case. Oh, look at that. You can even see the shadow of the ship, yeah, on the surface. Showing that presumably it was a little ship that they brought down physically over a terrain like that. They don't make these like they used to, do they?
I think a man could get used to this. Grow to love it.
Blue sky looks better, I think. But
Hey, what's this dust coming?
was it like a vehicle or something of some kind? Or
Looks like we're being met.
it's behind the dunes somewhere, or
The driver must be a madman.
What driver?
it's just a robot. Look at that thing! I love it. Hello. Can it speak?
Welcome to Altair 4, gentlemen. To transport you to the residence.
You are a robot, aren't you?
Yes.
That is correct, sir. For your convenience, I am monitored to respond to the name Robby.
So, Robby the Robot. I'm trying to figure out where I've seen the guy in the background with the white apron and white hat on.
Track this if I blink red.
I'll bring the tractor in a hurry, sir.
If Robby the Robot said introducing Robby the Robot, is he in more than this then? Is he a character that's frequently in these kind of films? Or is it just introducing him as a character? Like he's an emerging star in Hollywood kind of thing. Oh wow, look at the lakes there. The little pool of water. It's like Space Thunderbirds.
I am Morbius.
Hello, Morbius.
I'm sorry, sir, if we're not welcome, but we do have our orders.
I wonder why he doesn't want to come back with them though. I mean, he seems like he's made a home there, so I can understand it, but why were they set out to come again?
Simply some of Robby's synthetics.
He's your cook, too?
Even manufactures the raw materials.
Wow.
Come round here, Robby. Show you how this works.
As long as he doesn't poop out the raw materials, that's fine.
Of human food through this aperture.
Oh, lovely.
Activate the disposal unit.
Oh my god.
Household disintegrator beam.
Yeah, but if a human steps into it,
Put your arm in there.
I'm assuming it won't do anything.
And Robby is simply a tool.
In the wrong hands, mightn't such a tool become a deadly weapon?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You see, there happens to be a built-in safety factor.
Oh.
Commander, may I borrow that formidable-looking sidearm of yours? Robby?
Oh, I used to have. When I was a kid, I had a plastic gun that reminded me exactly of that gun there. Maybe it was modeled on it, I don't know.
Point it at the commander.
Uh-oh. Or is he doing it as a test?
Aim right between the eyes. Fire.
Okay, thank you. Oh no, Robby, no.
If I were
Oh.
to allow that to continue,
Gave him a brain hemorrhage there. It's just
Dr. Morbius, you're a philologist.
a philologist.
An expert in words and languages, their origins and meaning.
gentlemen, let me show you another bit of parlor magic.
Okay.
Forgive me, I
Oh.
didn't mean to alarm you, gentlemen.
You should have told him. Love the stop motion of doing that though. That was brilliant.
Others.
There aren't any others?
But there are no others, Commander.
Yeah.
Before the first year was out, they had all, every man and woman of them, succumbed to some dark, terrible, incomprehensible force. Only my wife and I were immune.
Where's your wife?
There is no record of any wife on the Bellerophon rolls.
She and I were married by the skipper on the voyage here.
I take it Mrs. Morbius isn't at home today.
My dear wife died a few months after the others.
Oh no.
It was of natural causes.
So he is alone now.
Just what were the symptoms of all those other deaths?
My co-workers were torn literally limb from limb.
By what?
By some devilish thing that never once showed itself.
And yet, in all these 19 years,
He somehow stayed alive.
we have never again been bothered by this planetary force.
Could it be Robby? Can't imagine it.
Always in my mind, I seem to feel the creature is lurking somewhere close at hand, sly and irresistible.
Father.
What? Oh, so he didn't say he had a daughter.
Terribly wanted to meet a young man, and now 3 of them at once.
Wow, he can boil the coffee as well.
But you keep helping me. After all, you're not Robby.
I wouldn't mind being Robby in certain ways. That's only in certain ways, of course.
I can see that was probably very clever, but I don't seem to understand it.
Yeah. It's a bit weird.
There's no rush.
Oh, don't be weird with that. Just be nice.
That man is notorious throughout 7 planetary systems. Girl or woman who lets him get her alone. Anywhere.
He's basically just trying to get her around to liking him more.
I can see it now. Just then when he looked at me, why his eyes always had fire in them.
Then my little girl never feels lonely or confined.
I don't know. I have you and Robby and all my friends.
Friends? Yes. Perhaps you better call them, my dear.
Was it going to be animals or something?
Felt something go right through my head.
Dog whistle?
Above the pitch of human hearing. I often feel it myself.
Yeah, it's a bit like a dog whistle. Presumably. Oh, they are animals. I was going to say, are they deer? It's like Bambi. That just appeared out of nowhere, didn't it? It's a hologram. What's it? Oh, it's not. It's just because they didn't want to have it in the same area as the actors, so they've... Because you could see that it faded slightly. Look, you can see on the left it fades slightly. It's a split screen. That's clever, though. Really clever.
Yes, you see, my orders don't quite seem to cover the Bellerophon fatalities. Forced now to contact base for new instructions.
Tell me, just what is involved in your making contact with Earth base?
Well, fundamentally, it's a question of crude power. Of course, a transmitter of that sort isn't exactly standard equipment. Build one, we'd have to cannibalize about 2/3 of the ship's electronic gear.
That's a lot of work.
Tell me, would 2-inch lead shielding do as well?
Be better if we happen to be carrying about 100 square yards of this stuff.
Yeah. He's got some.
And I'll have Robby run it off for you, and you'll get it not later than tomorrow noon.
Something really odd. Eerie. Just don't know what it is.
There's something very strange about that man.
Thank you guys for recommending this, by the way.
Take us home without it. Come on, Cookie, get out of the way. You want to get run over?
So that's the metal that Robby built, presumably?
What about the magnetic pull? Bosun, just...
Oh, that's the metal there.
Aye, aye, sir.
I love it.
Wait a minute, that's solid lead he's carrying.
Common lead would have crushed the vehicle, sir.
Oh, no.
Put me down, sir!
Oh, that's harsh.
You'd like to check my final assembly for the...
He's taking her away for a chat.
Come here.
Really trying to figure out where I know him from. I'll have to look it up after.
I could get a hold of some of the real stuff.
Real stuff?
Oh, just about 1 jolt left. Oh, genuine ancient rocket bourbon. See here?
Oh, God, don't. No, don't. Don't. You're going to make him drunk. He's got to drive the girl.
I'll take a can opener to you.
Quiet, please. I am analyzing.
Oh, is he going to make more?
Would 60 gallons be sufficient?
You're the most understanding soul I ever met up with. Ow!
Yeah, wouldn't don't smack him. Bit that painful.
Just a kiss.
Oh, God, no. He's trying to kiss her.
All of the really high civilizations go in for it.
But it's so silly.
But it's good for you, though. It stimulates the whole system.
Of course it does.
Once more, do you mind?
Not at all.
I don't know, Lieutenant. There must be something seriously the matter with me, because honestly, I haven't noticed the least bit of stimulation.
She can't feel it. That's amazing. She's like, don't feel anything. Sorry, mate. Oops.
Lieutenant Farman.
Just being weird with her.
Why did he leave? Why did you both act so funny?
Well, what'd you expect?
He's trying it on with you.
You see, you can't run around like that in front of men, particularly not a space wolf like Farman. So for Pete's sake, go home and put on something that'll, anything.
She can dress how she wants, though. Like,
Well, it so happens that I'm in command of 18 competitively selected super perfect physical specimens with an average age of 24.6 who have been locked up in hyperspace for 378 days. Oh, go on, get out of here. The area under guard, and then I'll put more guards on the guards.
I know she doesn't understand the effect that she has on the guys.
I think the best thing you can do is to go to bed. I still have some work to do in my study.
The funny thing is that wall light there on the wall, they actually have lights like that now. What's that for? Is that for Robby? He's gonna be drunk, isn't he?
Where have you been? I've beamed and beamed.
Drunk.
Sorry, miss. I was giving myself an oil job. And what is it you...
Why does that sound wrong?
I must have a new dress right away.
Again.
Again.
Sleep well, miss.
Do you hear something?
Oh, can they hear that noise?
Like a sort of big breathing.
This is the camera. Is that the thing that's escaping into the ship? It's not good. Here's it's going up the stairs into the ship. Uh-oh. No. What is it? What is it? It's invisible, whatever it is.
Invaluable government property was sabotaged.
Yeah, they were both asleep.
You were asleep in your bunk, and you think you had a dream.
No, you woke up.
How long will it take?
Ages.
Well, if I don't stop for breakfast.
A long time. I love that little vehicle.
Hey, half a minute, Skipper. I'll change into a clean uniform. No, you better stay as you are. I'm leaving you in command here.
Just leaving them there. Yeah. Not having you anywhere near the woman. You tried it on with the girl, so bye-bye. I take it that's where they're going. They're going back to the girl's house. So. Oh, little monkey. Oh, no. Great that you can sort of see out of the back of his head, though.
Morbius is in his study, sir. Never to be disturbed while that door is closed.
All right, we'll wait.
It's a beautiful home, though, isn't it? The architecture is gorgeous.
In case you require anything, gentlemen, use the beamer.
The beamer, and not the car. Ah, that's what they're looking at.
Nothing important, Skipper. Look, Doc, you stay right there where you are and keep your eye on that door.
Yeah, they're all after it, aren't they? I mean, yeah, they haven't seen a woman in God knows how many years.
Marty,
Bring my bathing suit.
Water is lovely and warm.
what's a bathing suit?
Oh, she's...
Oh, murder.
What's a bathing suit?
No, I sure didn't expect to see you today after the way you spoke to me yesterday.
I'm very sorry about the way I spoke to you yesterday, aren't I?
Ah, that's a lovely dress.
You can look now.
Thought you weren't expecting me today.
It wasn't.
Just in case.
I don't know, I guess just something about me personally you don't like.
You always look just beautiful.
The guy's gonna come out of his office now, isn't he? Oh, Commander. She's just a temptress, isn't she? She's just after every guy now. Oh, that's not good.
That's all right, he's my friend.
I don't know if he'll take kindly to him kissing her, though. Yeah. So, oh my god, did he just kill him? She's not gonna like that because it was his her friend.
I'm sorry, Alda. I had to do that.
No.
Oh, wait a minute, Skipper. After all, it is his house.
He won't know they're there either. Oh. It's the magic door. Oh, I love that. The wall behind.
Doc, he's up to something.
Where is he then? Oh, there he is.
You'll find the household silver in the dining room and my daughter's jewelry on her dressing table.
Last night, our Klystron monitor was sabotaged.
By an invisible force.
Then the time has come for clarification.
Is this where he's going to say that the force on that planet is invisible?
This planet was the home of a mighty and noble race of beings, called themselves the Krell. Ethically, as well as technologically, they were 1 million years ahead of humankind.
I know that name from somewhere.
Long before the dawn of man, they had walked our Earth, brought back many biological specimens.
That explains the tiger and the deer.
The lion and the... Well, sorry, tiger and that, yeah. I did wonder why they were on this place.
This all but divine race perished in a single night.
But did they?
Absolutely nothing remains above ground.
What were they like?
No record of their physical nature has survived, except perhaps in the form of this characteristic arch.
I quite like it, actually. It's a really nice pattern. So I wonder if they were invisible. They radio waves.
Recording was made by Krell musicians 500,000 years ago.
I love it. It's so interesting.
Krell metal. Try your blaster there, Commander.
Just pings off it. Oh, indestructible.
This spot should be molten.
It's not even warm.
Wow. Wow, look at that.
This is just a one.
It's like the TARDIS. He's the master.
20 years ago, I began here with this page of geometrical theorem.
It's like one of those newspaper readers.
The first practical result was that robot of mine, which you gentlemen appear to find so remarkable. I've come here every day now for 2 decades, painfully picking up a few of the least difficult fragments of their knowledge.
Think what a discovery of this
Dr.
kind
Marty
is.
It's invaluable for the human race.
As far as I can make out, they used it to condition and test their young.
Allow you to move backwards and forwards and do stuff with it. But...
I'll choose a familiar subject to start with to save time.
It looks a bit like a pen or a pencil. Oh, wow.
What's that?
So it draws what you're thinking. It's a human.
A statue.
Ah, it's his daughter.
Simply a 3-dimensional image, Commander.
But it's alive.
Because my daughter is alive in my brain from microsecond to microsecond, while I manipulate.
That's amazing. Like a mind hologram.
Like a mind hologram.
Care to take the Krell test of your intelligence?
Yes, very much.
Suppose we start with a good doctor.
Maybe like a blob or something. What's his going to come out as? A cheese sandwich or something? I don't know.
I don't register a third what you did.
Yeah, but you can't operate it like he could.
Commanding officer doesn't need brains, just a good loud voice, huh?
How do I make an image? I just pull this switch here?
Stop. You'd never survive. Our Bellerophon skipper tried it, and it was instantly fatal to him. Afterwards, I lay unconscious for a day and a night.
Oh my god.
Permanently doubled my intellectual capacity.
Oh. So doing that thing doubled his brain capacity. The lights in the background look like Pac-Mans.
These devices, self-serviced, self-maintained, have stood exactly as you see them for 2,000 centuries.
2,000?
And during all this time, what was the power source?
These gauges all around here, gentlemen.
Radiation?
The total potential here must be nothing less than astronomical.
You could power the whole planet.
Raised almost literally to the power of infinity. Step in this shuttle car.
A shuttle car as well. Oh, I love it. This is all in that building. Well, that's incredible. If it's a... I don't know how they did it. If it was a set, like a miniature set, and they...
Look down, gentlemen. Are you afraid?
A little bit, yeah. Don't want to fall over the edge. Okay, quick interjection. Whilst editing this video, I found a really random video on the Warner Brothers YouTube channel. It's called Forbidden Planet Matte Paintings. And there's a couple of clips in there. There's an alternate take of where the ship tries to land, and it's very jittery, and it's just, yeah, it's just not playing ball. The model is not playing ball. And then you've got a couple of alternate takes from this specific scene that we were just on, where Morbius, Adams and Dr. Ostro are walking through on the platform area. The other shot it shows is actually an unused take from the film. But yeah, thought you guys might be interested in seeing it. I don't know why there's not been that many views on it, so go and check it out. It's in the description below. And anyway, back on with the video. Oh my god, don't be afraid of heights.
7,800 levels.
Look at that.
Be sure and look only in the mirror. Man does not behold the face of the Gorgon and live.
Okay. I mean, I'm looking in the left one, but...
9,200 thermonuclear reactors intact.
Oh my god.
Have you tested it yet, Bosun?
Right away, sir.
It's an invisible system that guides everything. Awesome. Let's just hope you don't forget. Sleepwalk in the middle of the night.
I request the lieutenant's permission to take a little walk outside the perimeter, sir.
You're not going to be able to.
I mean...
His drink.
If I could find a few wild radishes or...
Kill the power on the fence.
Is he going to go... There's going to be that monster thing there, isn't there? Hey! He did it!
480 pints.
Robbie, I ain't never gonna forget this. Anytime you're hard up for a couple of gallons of lube, you just let me know.
Aww. I don't know whether to be afraid of him or
What's
not.
up? Somebody coming this way?
What the heck?
We'll check over the whole system first thing in the morning. Aye, sir.
Thank God they had that fence up and running. How's nobody noticing this? Massive holes in the floor, what? Oh my God. That didn't happen before, so how's that now happening? Oh my God, that thing is massive.
That's what she said!
It's strange how that fence just shorted out.
Is now ideally suited to administer this power for the whole human race.
I think if this human planet had that power, they would misuse it completely.
Skipper, his body is plastered all over the communications room.
Oh my God. Well, they know it wasn't anything to do with him, but...
It started again.
It's weird how his house, though, hasn't been attacked.
I had to make this plaster model from the footprints we found.
Oh my God.
Just doesn't fit into normal nature. Anywhere in the galaxy, this is a nightmare.
Besides, why did that Robert argue me into drinking all that whiskey in the first place?
Can't have drank all of it.
I hope you don't think I could have got that stiff in 5 minutes.
The Bellerophon pattern is being woven again. Remain here, and next attack on your party will be more deadly and...
It's like a threat.
How do you know that?
But, how has he not been attacked himself? I'm so confused.
I seem to visualize it. Call it a...
Premonition.
A premonition.
Is it maybe to do with him? Like a premonition that then comes true and because of him?
What is it, Randall?
Sir, radar just picked up something.
Can't see anything. Because it's invisible.
Fire!
But it's still heading this way.
Are you sure you got a real blip there?
Because a house, sir, and we were dead on target with both bursts. It's still coming!
They're going to do it, and it's going to be this massive thing. The soundtrack is so eerie as well. There it is, fire. It's like a giant ape. Invisible lion ape thing. Wake up, you fool! Look!
I just had a terrible dream. Huh? It was blood and...
Like I said, is it to do with them? What they're thinking and feeling is... So that thing was in her dream, and that's the reason why. Maybe? Somehow it's linked to them because they are so much smarter?
Whatever it was, our main battery stopped it. Whatever it was, our main battery stopped it.
What happened there? Did I just skip that? Well, just cut all of a sudden. So I put my hand on the keyboard and I thought maybe I'd skipped it, but I don't think I did.
Which makes it a gilt-edged priority that one of us gets into that Krell lab and takes that brain boost.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the fact that they're so much smarter, which is also the reason why it doesn't attack them in their home, because it is their own thoughts and things. Because they could make things appear. Like, he could make the hologram appear, couldn't he? They barricaded themselves in with the blockade, didn't they?
If we make it into that lab, I'll take the first go at the IQ booster.
It's dangerous you doing it though. Don't do it. Guys, I'm really sorry if I did miss a little section earlier. It did this weird cut mid-scene. It seemed like they just cut a bit out, so I don't know if they had or if I accidentally... I don't think I clicked the button because I would have seen it, but... Oh, hello.
I am monitored to admit no one at this hour.
Maybe if we reasoned with them.
Let's have a drink. Don't go for your gun.
My beams are focused on your blasters, gentlemen.
Yeah. Yep.
Hasn't he got a built-in rule against wringing our little necks for us?
That is true, sir.
Unless you're a danger.
Yet I am monitored to admit no one.
Let them in.
Alta, this is your father's order now.
Emergency cancellation Archimedes.
3 more men dead, including Jerry Farmer.
I do wonder if it's because of them.
Just some kind of big outline in the disintegrator beams. And you can't explain it.
But she saw it in her dream.
You don't realize what's loose on this planet.
But I'm immune, like both my parents.
That's what he says. I don't believe it. Nothing could be immune to that thing.
Darling.
Which is what makes me think it's them.
I'm in over my head. Doc?
Doc's not there, he's gone.
On the sofa, Robby.
So you took the brain boost, huh?
But the Krell forgot one thing.
Yes, what?
Monsters from the id.
From the id?
Doc.
Well, I hope he's just passed out and he's not dead. Is he okay?
Doc.
He can't be. He said that he was like passed out for a day or so. The doctor did, didn't he?
Let him be buried with the other victims of human greed and folly.
Morbius, you wanted me to make a choice.
You didn't call him Dad. She didn't call him Dad. She said Morbius.
Morbius, what is the id?
Young man, my daughter is planning a very foolish action, and she'll be terribly punished.
What is the id?
Id. It's an obsolete term, once used to describe the elementary basis of the subconscious mind.
From the subconscious. It's from him, from his mind, isn't it?
Morbius, operated by the electromagnetic impulses of individual Krell brains. In return, that ultimate machine would instantaneously project solid matter to any point on the planet.
But like you, the Krell forgot one deadly danger. Their own subconscious hate and lust for destruction.
The beast. They could hardly have understood what power was destroying them. All very convincing, but for one obvious fallacy. The last Krell died 2,000 centuries ago. There is still at large on this planet a living monster.
Your mind refuses to face a conclusion.
It's you. Or the daughter, I'm not sure which.
Morbius.
What?
Something is approaching from the southwest. It is now quite close.
What? What? What is it?
There it comes.
Well, it's not them, so is it... That's going to break through them, I think.
Feel sorry for your daughter, Morbius.
Well, they're awake, so it can't... Maybe because the other guy died. Was it him, maybe? Oh my god.
Morbius, that thing out there.
It's you. It is! I was right. I was right, though.
Stop it, Robby! Don't let it in!
It's you. Is he doing that because he can't fight you?
He knows it's your other self.
Yeah. You're not going to have any protection from it. That's going to crunch those up.
We're safe.
I wouldn't count on it.
Why'd you jumble that combination?
Whatever you know and hear, your twin self out in the tunnel knows too.
Here's where your mind was artificially enlarged. Consciously, it still lacked the power to operate the great machine.
But your subconscious had been made strong enough.
I won't hear you.
Yeah, because he was, at the time when that thing attacked, he was asleep on the counter when we saw him earlier, didn't we? But he wasn't earlier. Just now, so.
And even in you, the loving father, there still exists the mindless primitive.
It's on full power at the back. It's going to blow. Oh my god, look.
Solid Krell metal, 26 inches thick.
It's doing something, though. Yeah. That's stronger than their gun that makes everything molten. Could her mind not counteract it with something, maybe? I don't know.
Help us, Doc.
He's thinking the only way to do it is to kill him. Do it soon, though, whatever you're going to do. Oh god, it's at full power now. I love it, he saw something then.
Stop! No further! I deny you! I give you up!
Will that work? And take over him, or kill him or something.
Oh, Father.
Turn that disc.
Which one, what?
The switch. Throw it.
Well, what does it do though? I feel like it's a self-destruct or something.
24 hours. It must be 100 million miles out in space.
Oh, brilliant.
They cannot be reversed.
Let's just hope the ship starts up then.
98.6. We're clear now.
Let's hope. He did say 100 million miles though. That's 98 million, so.
Activate main view plate.
It's probably just going to see this little...
Alta 4, the bright speck below the star.
Oh, it's been our home forever.
1.
Oh my god. Mate, that was very precise.
About 1 million years from now, the human race will have crawled up to where the Krell stood in their great moment of triumph and tragedy. Your father's name will shine again. It's true, it will remind us that we are, after all, not God.
Let's just hope that her mind isn't like it, though. I don't know if it could have been brought with them, the thing, or if it's only with the Krell power. That was awesome. That was amazing. Earl Holliman was the cook. Amazing. Absolutely love that. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Incredible film. And I just love the old films. That was 1956. That's such a sort of 50s, 60s kind of sci-fi feel to it. brilliant. And it was great to see Leslie Nielsen back in the day pulling out the dramatic kind of film instead of it being a comedy film like I'm used to seeing him in. I've seen one or two of his along the line somewhere in my life, but absolutely love it. I've got to watch his other stuff, to be fair. Let me know if there's any films that you recommend, either like that, or if there's anything you just recommend in general. And what do you think to that film? When was the first time you ever watched that? And did you like it when you first watched it? Do you still like it now? I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love the effects on it, and the scenery, the artwork for it was incredible. The music was especially eerie because there wasn't really music. It was more sound effects for the whole soundtrack for it, which was especially sort of 50s, 60s sci-fi. Keep with me whilst we check through some of the trivia. I'm going to find out who that other guy was as well, the cook guy, because I know I've seen him in something else, but I just can't remember what it is that I've seen him in. I wondered where I'd seen the cook before. He was in the very first episode of The Twilight Zone. That is where I'd seen him. So when I was talking about The Twilight Zone, how did I forget? Where is everybody? It was the episode of The Twilight Zone that I know because of the famous place it was filmed in the backlot of the Universal Studios, but it was the town that was used for Back to the Future. And it was used in the Where is Everybody episode of The Twilight Zone, and a huge amount of other things, but that was the one thing. I remember I hadn't really seen anything, and that's pretty much the only episode other than one or two other little snippets and things that I know of The Twilight Zone because I love it. But I only know that from the few things that I've seen. I really want to watch it, so if you guys are interested, I might watch that and make it a thing on the channel at some point, is watching The Twilight Zone from start to finish. And I kept thinking, where do I know him from? And that is why. It was in 1959. So in fact, it was only 3 years after this film, which is insane. How crazy is that I was talking about The Twilight Zone in the film, but yet he's the guy from The Twilight. I'm gobsmacked that it's the guy from The Twilight Zone, and I didn't even think about it. If you've not seen that episode, the Where is Everybody episode, it was the pilot episode of The Twilight Zone. If you've not seen it, it's brilliant. Check it out, and you'll recognise that town as being Hill Valley from Back to the Future, and like a whole host of other things, like I said. Okay, so some of the trivia. Here we go. In addition to animating the monster that invades the camp, Walt Disney Studios artist Joshua Meador provided approximately 29 other animation effects depicting laser beams and other forms of visual energy. Amazing that it was a Walt Disney Studios artist. Here we go. It was the first mainstream film to have the music performed entirely by electronic instruments. Did not even realise this. Apparently, it's filmed on the same stage as The Wizard of Oz from 1939, 17 years earlier. The set of Altera's garden is a reuse of the Munchkin Village set. How crazy is that? I've not seen that in years, since I was pretty much a child. My mum watched it with me and I loved it. I've heard some of the stories about it. I have not watched The Wizard of Oz in many, many years, but I remember the Munchkin Village roughly, and surprises me that that was a reuse of that specific set. Apparently the reaction from the preview audience was so positive that the movie was released as it was with no further changes. This is why there are several rapid takes towards the end. Are there? Didn't notice that. Funny enough, talking of The Twilight Zone, the model of the Flying Saucer-style Earth space cruiser was retained by the MGM prop department and subsequently used in a number of productions on the MGM lot, including The Twilight Zone to Serve Man episode from 1962, Robby the Robot, his ground transporter, and crew uniforms would be used on The Twilight Zone as well. So that was where Robby the Robot was reused. Let's look at what else Robby the Robot's been in. So apparently he appeared in 2 Lost in Space episodes, War of the Robot, where Will finds and repairs him, and in Condemned in Space as a guard equipped with a freezing gun aboard the prison ship. I'd heard about this, but I wasn't entirely sure. Robby the Robot is seen as a brief glimpse walking through in Gremlins, which, funnily enough, apparently reuses the set, and I've yet to see Gremlins properly. I've seen literally the beginning opening shots because I saw it on a YouTube video, and someone was saying about the places that the Back to the Future set was used in, and it was Gremlins. The town of Gremlins that Gremlins is set in is using the Back to the Future lot as well, and which is hilarious. I'll talk about The Twilight Zone and mention that as well. And it's so weird that they're all kind of entwined. Robby the Robot, Back to the Future, The Twilight Zone. Yeah, this. And I'm determined in my life to watch everything that set is used in. I've seen the scene from, is it Sting? I want to say it's called Sting. I don't know the film itself or the program or whichever way it was, but I know that there's a scene in, I think that, where the cafe from Back to the Future is a pharmacy or something, and also it features in, I want to say, features also in Gremlins as the police station, but I might be wrong. But yeah, we're looking at Forbidden Planet at the moment. I don't want to get into anything else or do that when the time comes to it. Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry has been quoted as saying that this film was a major inspiration for that series. Perhaps not accidentally, Warren Stevens, who played Doc here, would later be a guest star in Star Trek by Any Other Name in 1968, where the true shape of the alien Kelvins, like the Krell in this movie, was implied to be extremely non-humanoid but never shown. 1701, which is the serial number of the Starship Enterprise, allegedly comes from the clock mark 1701, when the C57D enters orbit around Altair. There's a lot of complex film trivia for this, by the way, so I'll read off quite a few, but I won't read everything, and you guys can do your own research on it because there is some really amazing pieces of information. But again, I will try and read a few here for you. This film apparently was the film debut of Leslie Nielsen. I didn't know that. I presumed he'd done plenty of other films before. No wonder this set in stone his career as an actor, because he was very, very good in it. So much so that I just assumed he'd been in other films before. Now, I did actually notice this one. It says to increase the sense of depth, the opening image of the spaceship approaching the camera is actually composed of 2 shots. When it was coming towards, I actually noticed it changing shot. There was a little cut, and I did notice it, but I just assumed it was part of the time. But I did feel like there was a bit cut out in the middle of the film as well. They were talking to each other, he was saying something over the tannoy thing, and then it just cuts. But again, maybe it's a slight error. Yeah, apparently the spaceship that approaches, it's the first is a small model, the second of a larger model travelling on the same track. The ship passes into and out of a shadow to conceal the cut. But it does a very good job at covering that cut up. Here you go. Anne Francis was never on set at the same time as the Tiger. If you look carefully, at 27:04 minutes into the film, you can see vertical dividing line where 2 separate shots, one of Altera and one of the Tiger, are spliced together into one shot. The splices move several times as Francis walks across the frame and the Tiger walks out of the frame. Yeah, because if you look carefully here, you can see little glitches in the film where they've obviously spliced the 2 shots together. It's really clever the way they've put it together. And you know, it's back in those days, nobody really minded about that, and I don't mind when I see it. Doesn't bother me at all. You can kind of tell it's there. But you know, it adds to the little magic of the film. I enjoy it. Funnily enough, me telling about the B picture and the A picture at the beginning of the film, here it says writers and special effects artists Irving Block and Alan Adler originally conceived of this film as a B picture and brought it to Allied Artist, formerly Monogram Pictures, a well-known B studio, which turned it down. They then decided to try their luck at MGM, then still Hollywood's most prestigious studio, which had not produced a science fiction film since The Mysterious Island in 1929. To their surprise, studio chief Dor Schary greenlit the project, immediately catapulting the film to a status of a major production. So that is why it has that kind of air of a B movie at first, but I really enjoyed it. But yes, that has been me looking at the trivia of Forbidden Planet. I've only done a few of those because quite a few of the things that I've read on here have kind of been repeats of other things. The only other one that I've got for you at the moment is networks would often air Forbidden Planet as a Halloween special in the 70s, as referenced in John Carpenter's classic horror movie Halloween, in which this film is playing on the television in one scene. And having not seen this, I didn't notice that when I watched Halloween, and you can check out the Halloween reaction if you'd love to. Forbidden Planet was also a pioneer in science fiction / horror hybrid films and was a big inspiration for Carpenter's own entry in the genre with The Thing, which again, I've never seen, so I don't know. But yes, hope you really enjoyed that. That has been some of the trivia for Forbidden Planet from 1956. thoroughly enjoyed the film, and if you've got any of your own little bits of trivia that you know of the film, I love reading those things. I love reading information about the films that I've watched and your favourite scenes and what you think to the films and what your thoughts were if you ever saw it in the cinema. But yes, thank you so much for joining me here, guys. I hope you have an amazing day today. And again, check out the full reaction over on the Patreon if you'd love to. Please take care. Don't forget to recommend me some films down below in the comments, and I will add you guys to the list. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.